Good evening, Moonscouts! It is your troop leader, your Moonscout troop leader, Bunnie Bites here, reporting from Camp Brightmoon, and I am here joined with my good friend, Morgan. Say hello to the Moonscouts, Morgan.
Hello, Moonscouts.
So, I am very excited because me and Morgan have recorded some podcasts in the past. It's been a few years, but we had a really fun time with it. And she had a really great idea for a topic to cover, and I was all about it. And that topic is everything Taco Bell. Yay! So I'm a huge fan of Taco Bell, and so is she. We talk about Taco Bell a lot, just like casually. Always reporting about the new items on the menu, and it's my favorite fast food franchise. I'm not sure about you, actually, Morgan.
Well, my favorite fast food franchise would probably be something more akin to Steak and Shake or Checkers, but Taco Bell is kind of everywhere, and it's an affordable option, so that's my main go-to.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I do love me some Steak and Shake. Yes. But yeah, Taco Bell is definitely all over the place. So we just thought we would cover a few different topics, I guess, related to Taco Bell. And her idea to start, what we can start off with, that was a big thing in the news, was the huge batch of menu items that's going to be removed in August. So, I'm not sure, do you remember when that was released specifically?
I think it was in the past couple weeks. I couldn't say specifically, but somewhere in that time range, I started seeing, like, Google News alerts thrown in my direction, push notifications, because my phone knows I love Taco Bell. I wouldn't say love, but I just did. Anyways, they were like, yeah, Taco Bell's getting rid of some of its stuff, and I was like, oh, does Bunnie know about this? Oh, I gotta tell her, and that's where we got here.
And the funny thing is, I am subscribed to the Taco Bell email list, and so, you know, it always sends it to me whenever they have new things or news or whatever. I will say that, well, this is sort of a different topic, but that one I did catch myself, I believe, yeah. And then you also texted me, but there are other times where, like I said, I feel like I'm really good about keeping up to date, like really up to date with Taco Bell news, and I pay attention to their emails. And still, somehow you always end up beating me to it. And I'm like, how? I don't, like, maybe it's these Google alerts, because I don't get that.
I think it's that, and also sometimes I just happen to be there more often than you, and I see stuff that premieres, and I guess you don't get an email about it. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, that might be the case. I don't go a whole lot. But I always, when I drive by, I always try to pay attention to, like, the window clings, because they always show what's new. So, yeah. So, anyways, how about? So I have the list up here on my webpage. I figured I would read out the list for those of you who haven't heard about it or do not know the list. So I'm just going to go one by one, and the exact date for when these will be removed is going to be August 13th.
In loving memory.
Sorry?
And this is our memorial. In loving memory, we say goodbye to these items.
Yes. Oh, man. Make, like, I could imagine someone doing, like, fan art, or, like, I don't know, making, like, a graveyard, but having, what if someone did, like, a Halloween front yard display of like a graveyard, but it's like Taco Bell's items leaving.
That's dedication. That's what that is.
All right. So here's the list. All right, here we go. 7-layer burrito, beefy Fritos burrito, cheesy Fiesta potatoes, chips and dip, grilled steak soft taco, loaded grillers, which would be cheesy potato and beefy nacho, mini skillet bowl, nacho supreme, spicy potato, soft taco, spicy tostado, and triple layer nachos. So that's a big list. So tell me your thoughts, Morgan, about this and what you are going to be missing the most.
Well, in preparation for this this podcast, I watched some YouTube videos about people reporting of Taco Bell items disappearing and stuff. And I've never had the cheesy Fiesta potatoes. I've heard they're good, but I've never had them. In terms of what I will be missing from this menu, it will mostly be the spicy tostada, the spicy potato soft taco, and the beefy Frito burrito. Those were 3 items that I noticed immediately that I was going to be sad to see leave the menu. The spicy tostada especially, a challenging food to eat while driving, probably one of the most on the menu.
So I noticed that, and I actually had to go look it up because I'm not really familiar with that item. I never get it, and that was my first thought when I was looking at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that looks really hard to eat while driving, and it makes me think of the Mexican pizza, which I like and I've gotten, and that's definitely like, you know, that's something you're meant to eat with like a fork and knife. So yeah, what is it about the spicy tostado that you like, if you can say why it is? Because like I said, I never get that.
Oh, absolutely. I can't remember whether or not it has meat on it right now. I don't think it does. I think it's very like vegetarian friendly. If it doesn't have meat on it, you can get it asked off for, and it's a pretty good meal. It's like lettuce, cheese, tomato, chipotle sauce, refried beans on a crispy tortilla shell. It's really good. It's a little challenging to eat, but it's a good value item, I would say.
Okay, so you like it because of the amount of food you get and the value for it. And yeah, I'm looking. I have the Taco Bell menu pulled up to reference while we're talking about this.
What a professional. Immaculate.
What?
I said you're such a professional.
Well, you were more prepared than me, though, as far as like getting the ideas for today's podcast ready. But yeah, I figured it'd be easy to like try to remember. So but yeah, yeah, I'm just like wondering how okay, do you eat it with like a fork and knife, or do you try to like fold it like a taco? Or
so I think they do give you a fork, but I don't think it's possible to eat it with a fork without making too much of a mess. Basically, a tostada is something you kind of have to learn to eat. Like it's this food on top of a crunchy shell, and you have to try to eat it while not sacrificing the integrity of the shell, as to have it just fall apart in your hand. The way I eat it is kind of eat it from the outside and kind of go in a circle, kind of eat from the outside in. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that does, because it's going to be the softest and easiest to eat in the middle compared to the outside. Is that what you mean?
It's just if you eat slowly from the outside instead of just biting into it like in the middle or whatever, and just you kind of have to approach the spicy tostada with a bit of a strategy, is what I'm trying to say, to keep it from falling apart.
Gotcha. See, I'm like picturing what I would do if I got it and I was still driving. Probably what I would do is like
pull over.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. But I would probably like try to pull up, like take one hand and bring the edge up to my mouth and just try to nibble it like around the edge. I don't know.
Yeah, something kind of like that. Yeah.
My question is, if these seem like similar ingredients to like a burrito or a taco, other than the shell being crunchy, well, you know, if it's a hard taco, what makes you choose that over like a taco version, which would be easier to eat?
It's different items than what comes on your typical hard shell taco. Like I said, it's got the refried beans. It has like the spicy chipotle sauce, which is normally extra on the taco. Basically, you're getting more flavors for a slightly inconvenient delivery mechanism. That's not to say that I hate this thing. It's just it's a little cumbersome to eat, you know.
But you get more flavors. Describing this.
Oh, well, thank you.
What were you to say?
I kind of finished my thought, but what I wanted to say was, will you try one before August 13th?
Well, actually, that was what I was going to say is, you're making me really want to eat this really badly, especially because I'm sitting here staring at a giant image of it while you're describing it and how good it is, and I love that chipotle sauce.
Oh, it's
and
good.
I'm looking at the price, and it's only $1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. So yeah, it's kind of like what you're saying, where you get a lot for it for the price. It's just like difficult to like actually eat while you're driving. So.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, no, I definitely plan to get that. Man, I just want to say real quick how long we just talked about one single item.
Oh, I'm watching my recording, trust me, I know.
Okay, so let's see. And then you mentioned the cheesy Fiesta potatoes. So I also hear that one's a really popular one. I know a lot of people that really like that item in particular. It's been a long time since I've gotten it, but I remember really liking it. I can't remember specifically what's on it, but I remember it being very flavorful and very cheesy, so that one's too bad.
Yeah.
To be going. So alright, so I guess I'll say what the my opinions about what is leaving. So normally when I go to Taco Bell, like 90% of the time nowadays, I just get the $5 craving box. I used to like pick and choose various items more in the past, but recently I've just been getting the $5 craving box. So as much as I am like obsessed with Taco Bell, it's really not too big of a deal for these items to be leaving, just because it's been a while since I've even gotten any of those things. But I will say some of my favorites that I do know I really like are I really like the loaded grillers, because they just pack a lot in there, and they're just really flavorful. And so the other thing I was gonna mention is chips and dip. So you had told me this.
R.I.P.
Huh?
R.I.P. That's leaving too.
Yeah. And so you had told me this, and a friend told me this, that you can substitute cinnamon twist in the $5 craving box for chips and dip depending on the location. And I still have yet to try that. So now it's like, now I feel like, well, I don't know if I should do that next time, or if it even matters, but it's just kind of sad I didn't really get a chance to do that, because I'm fine with the cinnamon twist flavor, but it's like fried air with cinnamon sprinkled on it. And chips and dips, at least you're getting like melted cheese, which is, I don't know, a little heavier. So
yeah, and about the cinnamon twist, like I don't really go to fast food restaurants for desserts mostly, and it's weird that they package that in. I mean, I'm sure some people like it, but I've never been a fan of them. It's just like a weird thing to include in this like combination package that they present you.
Yeah, that's a good point. I as well don't really get desserts. If I get a dessert, the only dessert kind of thing I get from fast food places are milkshakes, or yeah, milkshakes. That's pretty much it. Like,
I'll occasionally get a slice of the pies at Burger King and a milkshake, of course, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Shoot, what was I gonna say?
You were talking about the cravings box.
Oh, Yes. Oh, speaking of desserts, oh my gosh. So I haven't tried looking for this on the menu or on the online menu, but I don't think it's there anymore. Did you ever get the Choco Taco ice cream?
No, I don't remember getting the taco ice cream there. No. Did they have it there before?
Yeah, they had it for a while. I remember when I was younger. I don't think they do it anymore, but you can find them. I've seen them at like a gas station in their like ice cream coolers, so you can get them in other places.
I don't feel like that's a Taco Bell thing, though, is it?
Are you asking if it's what are you asking exactly?
Like, I don't think those are exclusive to Taco Bell. Like, I don't think those are a Taco Bell branded product, but like, I don't think they're the one who originally came out with the Choco Taco, if that's what you're trying to say.
I guess not. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense if they're at other places. I guess they just like
jumped on that branding and kind of collaborated.
Like they partnered. Yeah. What?
I was saying, yeah, I think they just like maybe like licensed to have those in the restaurant, maybe.
That sounds more right, but yeah, they were really good because it was literally a taco shell with like I think vanilla ice cream and then like chocolate like drizzled on top and maybe chocolate pieces in the ice cream. It was simple, but it was really good.
Oh, definitely. Those are good. I've had them outside of the context of Taco Bell. I don't know why that threw me off. But yeah, I've had those before. They're definitely good. Not quite a cookies and cream vibe, but somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. So, this is making me want to get one, especially because it's summertime.
Have you had a snow cone yet?
No, I'm not huge on snow cones. I could like take it or leave it.
That's fair. The only snow cone I've had this season was absolutely disappointing, so I don't blame you.
Why?
It was just the ice was too hard, and I didn't really pick a flavor that I super was passionate about. Like, I picked the tiger's blood flavor, which I don't even know what that's supposed to be, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not big on that flavor. I would probably get like a classic, either just blue or red flavor, whatever that would be called. Yeah.
Cool.
Like one of those Kool-Aid people who doesn't call it by its name, but calls it by its color. But because it's applicable to like any candy, any candy or sweet, I always love the blue raspberry, and like either cherry or strawberry red flavor, so yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier something about remembering going to Taco Bell when you were younger. How young were you? Do you remember how young you were when you started going to Taco Bell?
I really do not have a good memory of... I just don't have a good memory in general. So
that's fair.
We didn't really go to many fast food restaurants when I was a child. Like, my parents really were trying to make sure, like, me and my brother ate healthy and stuff. So it was really rare that we even went. And if we did go somewhere, it was usually like a McDonald's or maybe a Burger King, because, Burger King or maybe Bojangles, because that was nearby. But Taco Bell wasn't, and it wasn't popular then like it was now. So I only really remember starting to go there, I would say maybe like maybe late middle, early high school age. What about you?
I remember starting to go around when I was preteens, I think. My dad used to take us there occasionally. In fact, I not faintly, but I definitely remember getting a kids meal item there and they having Goosebumps licensed toys that came with it.
What?
Goosebumps partnered up with Taco Bell and had a line of like kids toys in the 90s.
Oh, I'm Googling that right now.
Yeah, I specifically remember there being like a meal that coming with stuff about the abominable snowman of Pasadena, which is in the original run of Goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at that now, and that is so cool. And they're even showing. Did it come in like a Goosebumps themed box?
Yeah. I think they
gosh.
had like a kids box back then that had like Goosebumps art and iconography on it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at it and it's like a purple and green and yellow haunted house, like with the Goosebumps, like with green slime coming out of it and stuff. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I am legitimately angry that this isn't still a thing. This is really upsetting me because I'm like, I want to. That's gonna be so expensive. That would have been
perfect for you as a kid.
Yes. Oh man, I was actually talking about this with a friend of mine recently. How he was saying in the 90s and I think 80s, fast food restaurants used to be big on like promotional tie-ins with like movies and shows and things like that, and that's just like not a thing anymore. It's like McDonald's is the only one that does it, and they don't really have any good toys, because I would legit be into that if that was still a popular thing.
Well, yeah, I think that's a byproduct of marketing in the past, like brands sort of crossing over and bringing in marketing to each other from their respective crowds and stuff, you know, like when Star Wars Phantom Menace came out and there was all that merchandise everywhere. Taco Bell had like Star Wars Episode 1 cups that had like, I think Anakin with the pod racer as the lid, and like both of those brands like benefited from it. Taco Bell was riding the Star Wars train and Star Wars was riding the Taco Bell train.
Man, I'm legitimately upset that's not a thing anymore. And the closest thing to that's happened recently was last year. There was multiple franchise food businesses that partnered with Stranger Things, and they did something, and like I was loving that so hard, because it was like maybe I think it was Baskin Robbins, and they were doing a thing, and they had like all this themed Stranger Things ice cream. They had the posters in the window. They had Scoops Ahoy cardboard cutouts. In California, they made one location. They turned it into like the Scoops Ahoy from Stranger Things. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And then Burger King also did some tie-ins where the crowns were, I forget what they were, but they themed the crowns. It had like 11 ketchup, like her nose bleeding. And then they did this like, huh?
Just that image.
And then they had like in the Northeast, there was this thing where they had like an exhibit with, you could get Coke, like it was a Coke machine, and I don't know, there was like a Coke, basically there was a Coke crossover. So anyways,
were they selling new Coke?
I think I don't know if it legitimately was, but the whole thing was, it was at least the machine and the soda cans looked like new Coke. I think it was, no, actually, yeah, it was, because if you went online, you could order the new Coke, and it was like a limited time thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, we totally derailed there, but that's okay. That's what you do. So anyways, so let's move on. Let's see. So,
did we want to talk about before we move to the stuff being taken off the menu, did we want to talk about potatoes and their vegan stuff?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point to hit. So you had brought this up.
Yeah, I had. You and I have a mutual friend, I'm sure you know who's been complaining about potatoes being taken off the menu and stuff. And Apparently, the spicy potato soft taco is a big vegan item for some people, and like I guess vegan people who like convenient food options go to Taco Bell and get that. And I was just like, what were your thoughts on that?
I didn't even think about that until you brought that up, but it was a really good point, because I can think of a couple of people that are vegan and specifically love Taco Bell because because of the alternatives. Like, I know beans, like dishes with beans, that's a popular thing.
Do they still have the Cantina bowl or power options? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've gotten that quite a few times. Yes, they do still have that, and that's really tasty and healthy and filling. So hopefully they still have some good like options with beans included in them. But they are taking away multiple potato, and like, man, potatoes are the bomb. So I really feel for vegans and vegetarians regarding that. Hopefully, maybe they'll add. I hope that the company is taking that into consideration. And hopefully they'll put some new items that, either more bean items or, I mean, the only thing is, I'm like, they took multiple potato items off, so I don't know if they'll put new potato items on.
I was just thinking just now, are we never going to have nacho fries again?
You know what? I didn't think about that, and then not long before we started recording, I noticed someone talking about that. I'm like, because I honestly love their French fries and the dipping sauce and everything. So that's a good point. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they come back, because I think my favorite $5 box was when they included the nacho fries in it, because that's way better than having the cinnamon twist included in it as like a side item.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It was a good option.
Okay, so, you ready to move on, or do you have any other thoughts? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds good. I just wanted to bring it up before we left.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Cool. So one thing I wanted to talk about was recently Taco Bell did a promotion where you could get a free $5 cravings box if you ordered through their app, and it was only for one day. And like I said, I get the emails, so I noticed that like immediately, like in the morning, and I was like, what? Oh my gosh, because they've done the free taco before for something sports related, if like a certain sports team makes like wins.
Yeah, it's something like if someone steals a base, people can get a Doritos Locos taco.
Right. So like they've done that where it's like the one item, but I've never personally seen them do like a whole box. Have you?
No, I've never seen them do a giveaway like that. And the thing that differentiates that giveaway, I think, from the others is when they do the Doritos Locos Taco thing, I've never had to have the app to get access to the taco. I was just like, hey, can I get this taco since it's free taco day or whatever? And I usually get it. With that, it sounds like there was some sort of like coupon in the app that gave you a free box. I didn't even know it happened. You were the one who told me about it like a week or so after it had happened. So, but no, I haven't heard of them doing a giveaway like that beyond you get the $25 gift card and they give you a free $5 combo on top of that, you know?
Yeah, okay, that's really surprising. Like I said, you're really on top of like the new limited time fast food items. Like you'll send them to me and stuff, and that was surprising you didn't see that. But maybe it was because I think maybe it was because it was only emailed to people on the email list. Mm-hmm. So that could be it.
Also, I can't be online all day. Sometimes you gotta log off.
Ugh. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I and I logged in. I logged into my app on my phone, and I think you could order online also. Yeah, it was both online and on the app. And when I checked it at like 10:30 in the morning, it was working. And then I was about to leave my house and go to Taco Bell at like, around noon, and the app is saying like it's not working and it's crashed. And I'm like, no, not when I'm like, and so I keep like refreshing it, and then I start going on Twitter and just to Taco Bell's official Twitter account, and they posted a status acknowledging that their servers or website and app and everything is down. And so people are commenting, and they're like, DM us if you have any questions or whatever. So everyone's like asking. So the whole thing was, this lasted the entire day, and I would keep checking my phone like every hour or two. I was checking it and seeing if it was working again, and it never got back to working, either the app or online. And I even was checking it at like 11 o'clock at night, still wasn't working. And since then, the only thing I've seen on their Twitter was that one status they posted acknowledging that it was down and everything. But I haven't seen them post anything about doing anything for the people that didn't get it. And I did see there was a couple of people that posted that they were able to get the box, but it really upset a lot of people, and it really upset me. And I even was flexible about when I could get it, but there were people that, got that coupon and were like, okay, I'm gonna go on my lunch break, my timed lunch break, and go to Taco Bell and get that, and couldn't. And people were saying that they would try to go up to the drive-thru and show it to them, but you couldn't do that. You had to specifically order it from the app. Yeah. And it was like crazy, and I'm just like, well, if I'm guessing that they just were not prepared for all the people wanting to redeem that. But like, what do you expect when you're giving away a free whole meal for free? That was redundant, but yeah.
Yeah. I have a quick question. If you had gotten access to that coupon at 11 p.m., would you have driven out to your local Taco Bell and gotten that late at night just for a free meal?
Well, the one near me, I think it closes at like 10 or 11. So.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, it's not one of the like 2 a.m. ones. It's one of the earlier ones. But if they did stay open and I could get it, yes, I would have gone and gotten it, because it's not far from me and I could eat it for a meal another day. So yeah, I would have done that.
I don't know about reheating Taco Bell. I don't feel good about that myself.
I definitely get that. It's definitely not nearly as good as when it's fresh, but I'm still gonna eat it. I'll still eat it, but I definitely get if you not want to do that.
Oh yeah, if you don't eat the chips and cheese or the gordita fresh, they kind of just get mushy and bad.
Yeah. Mushy. So. That's a good. Like, one thing I will not reheat, which always tastes disgusting to me, is, reheated, like, microwaved chicken from fast food restaurants, like chicken tenders and chicken nuggets. For some reason, it does not taste good at all. Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm not sure if a lot of that is breading or just the way you have to be careful about cooling and heating chicken in terms of like food safety. So
I'm not sure.
I do know that you can't reheat fries without just refrying them, because they're just stale after a certain point. They cool off. Yeah,
they're just like stale and soggy, but I still usually will eat it. I'm just like, this isn't great, but
You're braver than me.
So yeah, that was just like a very upsetting thing, and but what's more upsetting is the fact that Taco Bell hasn't, like, it never announced anything to make up for that, like having like another day or having it last like a week or something instead. I haven't seen anything about that, and that really was, you know, for how much I love the company, that was a low blow on their part, in my opinion.
Yeah, and honestly, it was just like a limited time event thing, and I don't think that Taco Bell has like the love for their customers or whatever to the point where they would reopen that sort of thing again. I mean, unless they do something to like very much like make sure their servers don't go down, which I don't know the logistics of that myself, but they would have to make sure their website could handle that much traffic again before they would even try that sort of thing, is what I would assume. Of course, they could just send everyone on the list a coupon that got it before, like a $5 coupon or whatever, but I don't know. That's just, I'm too cynical to believe that they'll do the right thing or the thing that pleases their customers the most.
Yeah, like I haven't really experienced something like that where what am I trying to say? Like seeing what they'll do to make customers happy, but yeah, if they haven't done anything at this point, I don't see them doing it, unfortunately, because that's a good point where if they were to do it through the app or online, they'd have to like figure out how to handle all the people on it at once. But they could definitely just email a coupon that you just show the drive-through people. But I haven't got anything about that. I mean, I could be wrong. But yeah.
If you unless you haven't checked your spam folder, I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah, and it doesn't even go to my spam folder. Like, it definitely goes to my regular one, but yeah, I would have seen it in the title. So
yeah.
All right, so let's move on to something a little more cheerful. So tell me what your favorite current food item, favorite drink, and your favorite limited time item is.
Limited time that's currently available, or limited time item that was ever available?
Ever available.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I know it's a hard one.
No, I know it. Like, it came to me. Like, God has spoken through me. I will tell you the answer. I'll get to my favorite other items first for suspense. For my favorite drink, if I'm going to like a standalone KFC Taco Bell, for the longest time I would get Baja Blast because it's Baja Blast. It's a good like, is it lime? Is it like a lime variant of Mountain Dew?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what Baja Blast is now that I think about it. It's just a name.
It's really good. Whatever's in it, I love it too.
Yeah, so that was my drink for the longest time, but I kind of grew bored of it after it came out on store shelves. Because for the longest time, it wasn't available except for at Taco Bell and limited fountain drinks in the Midwest. Fountain machines.
Oh, okay.
But now my favorite drink tends to be the brisk mango tea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. It's, it's a bright, sweet flavor. It's not carbonated, and it kind of evokes tea. It's nice. Yeah, as far as my favorite combo, what I usually get now is I'll get the Chalupa Cravings box just because it's a good value.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You get a good amount of items for the price point, and you get a drink, of course. Now, my favorite limited item that they've ever had was probably the Doritos Locos Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Wow, that's very specific. Huh.
Yeah. I was just reminded.
I'm gonna look that up.
It's the Doritos Locos Tacos Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Oh my gosh, that's so long.
Yeah.
Cheesy gordita. Okay.
Basically, just type in Doritos Gordita, and you should probably find it.
Okay, so it's a soft tortilla with cheese, and then like a Doritos Loco Taco inside it.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
that
what
was
is it
my
about
favorite
it
item.
you like so much?
So I like the softness of the soft taco, but it still has the crunch of the corn hard shell taco inside it. It's got that gooey cheese that I like, and it's got a Doritos Locos Taco all in the middle of it. It's just a really good, I don't know, it's just a really good item I like.
I can see that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's that mixture of soft and crunchy mixed together, and so... Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've had that one, but it looks good. I mean, I will say there's like, I don't even know if there's anything that I wouldn't like on the Taco Bell menu. I mean, because it's all basically similar ingredients just put together in different ways.
Yeah, that's fair. I watched one of those BuzzFeed react videos today where it was just like, this is Mexican people eating Taco Bell for the first time, and a lot of the older women in that video did not like it.
Really?
And there was this one lady who was like, this isn't a taco. I'm not going to eat this. But she did try the shell of the Doritos Locos Taco and liked it apparently.
That's funny. I mean, what I do know, and I've been to Mexico for scuba diving, Mexican food, legitimate Mexican food, is very healthy and has like a lot of actually vegetables and lean meats in the diet and everything. So Taco Bell is definitely an Americanized thing. So no wonder she felt that way.
Yeah, it was like I was saying before we started recording. I mentioned to you that the founder of Taco Bell was a white dude, and a thing I didn't tell you about is one of the reasons for his success is he figured out how to quickly produce like hard shell tacos in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Or 60s. I don't remember which one it was, but this was like a new thing he was capitalizing on, and apparently it was in fairly the same neighborhood as where McDonald's got their start too.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Okay, so can you please tell the audience what Taco Bell's original slogan was?
I don't know if it was their original slogan, but it's one of their older slogans that's extremely tasteless. It's run for the border.
Oh my gosh. When she told me that the first time, like I like busted out laughing. I'm just like, there's no way they could use something like that now. It's just crazy seeing how like racist they like things you could get, these companies or whatever could get away with then. But one thing is I was watching a horror movie recently. I think it was The Stuff, and they showed a Taco Bell, like, and this is from the 70s, and it's like, it's really interesting because it used to legitimately look like I don't know the right terminology, but like a Midwestern Alamo kind of, I don't know, like it was more themed. It was like themed looking. I don't know if you've seen any
The Taco
photos.
Bell was?
Yeah, Taco Bell, like back in the 70s.
Oh yeah, the look of their company is a lot different, or was a lot different back then than it is today. They've been through a lot of stylistic changes for sure.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, like, like the bell, like, I don't even think it's, I don't know.
The founder's last name was Bell. That's where that comes from, by the way.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's really cool to know.
Yeah.
A question. So, what are your feelings about the Quesarito?
I've definitely had it before. Remind me of the quesarito.
It's like a burrito with. It's like a quesadilla with burrito fillings in it. I mean, it's like It's like It's like if you take a quesadilla.
Is that the
already
one
made,
that they wrap in aluminum foil, or the paper that looks like aluminum foil?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it's like if you had a quesadilla, like a cheese quesadilla already made, and then you put the toppings on top like a burrito and then rolled it up.
I've probably had it before. I couldn't tell you what I remember about it, because I mean, obviously I can't even remember it, but I'm sure I've had it before. I mean, it's a fine, passable Taco Bell item. I don't think it stood out as my favorite or anything. Yeah.
I was just curious because that seems to be a really popular one, and I really love their quesadillas, but I got it once when I was like 16 or something, and it kind of made me sick just because it was like, it made me nauseous because it was just so much. Like, it was too heavy, I think. Not there's anything wrong with it. It was just like too much crammed together and it was too heavy, but I haven't tried it since then. I kind of want to again, but let me know if you try it at some point.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. If I order that item, I'll be sure to tell you about it.
Yay!
Did you want to talk about your Crunchwrap love?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Is I'll say my favorite. So, favorite. I forgot the order you went in, but my favorite.
Basically, drink, meal, limited item.
Okay. Well, basically every single time I go to Taco Bell, I get a Diet Pepsi. That's just like the thing I do. It's the same with movie theaters. I either get a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, whatever is the company they have. I'm not picky. That's just like, I don't know, that's my favorite thing to pair with like junk food or as fast food as Diet Coke. So yeah, I like always get that one. I know that the brisk, I think it was tea, the mango one.
The brisk mango tea, yeah.
I always see that on a menu. I haven't gotten that one. And Baja Blast I really like, but because it's not exclusive, you know, it's not exclusive anymore. It's not like exciting to get, so I don't really bother with that. And I don't really get the slushies much just because they're so sweet and sugary, but I got the watermelon freeze last summer and I really like that one because it had those little candy black seeds in it. And one of my favorite popsicles to get when I was younger from the ice cream truck was the watermelon bomb pop, which is that. Are you familiar with that one?
I know what a bomb pop is, but I never had the watermelon one. The bomb pop one's like it's shaped like a rocket or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. And I never had the watermelon.
You could probably get those just in the store now, but I remember that being like a treat. I don't know. I love the watermelon flavor, and I love those little candy seeds, so that's what that made me think of. So it'd be cool if they brought that back.
They brought it back they brought it back again one year, right? Like, they've done it more than 1 year, so there's a chance it might come back again.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, and then as far as favorite food item, I'm like you, where I always get the $5 craving just because it's the most food for the cheapest price. But otherwise, definitely my favorite is the Crunchwrap Supreme as far as a single item goes. I love that it's like really filled with like sour cream, and I'm like you, like kind of how you're saying with the Gordita Locos Tacos. I like that combination of a soft tortilla with a crunchy inside of it, and it's got like something about the tomatoes and the beef. I don't know, just something about that combination I really love. And they did have little mini Crunchwrap sliders at one point, and I really hope they bring those back.
I never saw those. Those sound cool.
Trying to think if that may be my favorite limited time Either that or the nacho fries. I really do like the nacho fries, as simple as it is. But otherwise, I really like the mini Crunchwrap because they came in like 3 different flavors too. So, yeah, I would say those are my answers.
You mentioned freezes, and I forgot to talk about it. Anytime I'm for most of the time I'm there at the happier hour, which is from 2 to 5 p.m., I will get a freeze like for $1, absolutely. And I really like their pineapple whip freeze right now. It's very good.
I did try that. That is really good. It makes me think of like kind of like an ice cream sherbet kind of vanilla mixed with the pineapple. So
I think of it as a pineapple creamsicle.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, very summery. Oh, here we go again. What was I gonna say?
No clue.
So I think that about covers everything I wanted to bring up. Do you have anything else you want to hit on?
I have a couple more things I'd like to mention. Yeah. What do you think of the grilled cheese burrito that they have out right now?
Okay, so we did talk about that. We're going to talk about it for the listeners, of course. I really liked it. I really like that like grilled smoky, because I could taste that smoky, cheesy flavor on the outside, and I personally really like that. I remember you saying you weren't a big fan of it, right?
Yeah. The inner contents of that burrito are absolutely just fine. I love that part. I'm a little hung up on the cheese outside of the burrito, because that just feels like I'm touching a part of the food my hands aren't supposed to come in contact with, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a sanitation kind of thing. Like you feel kind of gross, maybe like touching it.
It's like I'm getting my hands all extra greasy from the cheese. Yeah, I just, that's the only thing I don't like about it. Yeah.
What if you held it with the paper wrapping or a napkin or something?
Well, that would just be me being fancy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I do that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a fun thing. You know what I just remembered? Do you remember, what was that George Takei item? Like, you remember George Takei promoting a lot of Taco Bell at one point a few years ago?
Yeah, he was in their advertisements. Yeah. I don't remember the specific items, though.
I think it was like, they made like a tortilla shell that had cheese inside of it, like in between the layers of the outer breading. Does that sound familiar to you?
Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It's the quesalupa.
The quesalupa. That's quesadilla chalupa. I get it.
Did you have that?
I did have it. It was a little too cheesy for me. Like, just the cheese that they had in the shell was just too much.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got it and I liked it, but I can understand that. Yeah.
Mhm. I think that's I don't think there's anything else Taco Bell related
I thought of one thing real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
So, what's the messiest thing that you eat while you're driving, like from Taco Bell?
Oh, geez.
That just gets all over you no matter what you try to do. Because I have something in mind.
I haven't had a tostada in the car in a long time, but that would definitely be up there as the messiest item. By the way, if you need me to sell you on the tostada, it's basically an open face Crunchwrap.
Oh, I really like the sound of that.
So
especially
that
for
might be
$1.
another way to. Oh yeah, for sure.
I gotta get this soon. Like, oh my gosh, this sounds. Especially before it goes away, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Cool. Yeah. Let me know what you think of it.
I will.
What was the question? I've already forgotten.
The messiest thing while eating.
Oh yeah. Probably, definitely the spicy tostada for sure.
Okay.
But if I had to pick something that I eat regularly, I mean, I'm constantly spilling out the contents of the chalupa.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was gonna say for mine, it's just any taco I eat ever, which is similar to chalupa because of the format it's in. It's like I will try to be so careful, but the little shredded bits of cheese and lettuce, like, always ends up getting all over my lap. So
I've been ordering the chalupa without tomatoes lately just because there's way too much on there and nothing stays in the shell. I get you.
You have been ordering it more?
Yeah, I order it without tomato because it's just so messy, and one less item kind of helps.
That's a good idea. But boy, I love tomatoes, but...
Yeah, you gotta make sacrifices.
That's true.
I did think of one more thing. Have you been to one of the cantinas where they have like where they serve alcohol?
No, because I thought that was only in Las Vegas.
No, I think they have one in New York and California as well. I could be wrong about California.
I've never been to any of those places, so unfortunately no, but trust me, it is high on my bucket list.
Well, I hope you get to go someday. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, because I know the one, like, when they opened up the first one, which was, like, Las Vegas, it's, like, 2 stories, and they have, it's, like, they have the alcoholic drinks, and it's, like, really fancy, and they play, like, dance music and stuff, and I'm like, oh, my God.
It's basically a Taco Bell club.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my gosh. It's a dream. Oh, my gosh. Ooh, so, okay, since we're almost at an hour, this should probably be like our last thing we talk about and wrap it up. But I
did want to ask you one more question to before we leave.
Okay.
Just something to leave off on.
Okay. Let me say this thing and then we'll use yours as the closer.
Go for it.
Do you remember, because this wasn't that long ago, but the Taco Bell themed hotel they did?
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
I forgot how long ago that was, but that was, like, so crazy hearing about that, and it sold out, like, immediately. Understandably. I forgot where it was located. Probably somewhere like California, but that would have been really cool. Any thoughts?
I can't even imagine going on a vacation at a nice resort like that. So the idea of it also being Taco Bell themed is kind of like a weird, just unattainable dream that I can't let my heart hope for.
It is a weird, like, combination, but I don't know. I don't remember.
That was like a limited thing, right? Like they just took over the hotel for like a month or 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was really short.
I always miss out on, like, the most limited Taco Bell stuff. Like, obviously, I never would have been able to go to that hotel or whatever. But I hate missing out on, like, the limited, like, pajama items and clothes and stuff occasionally. Because they've got some cool stuff.
Yeah, they have really cool merchandise, honestly. I haven't really
just
bought
show
anything.
Up for
well,
it.
Okay, no. Forever 21, the clothing chain, they did a Taco Bell tie-in for clothing.
Was it called Forever Taco Bell or Taco Bell Forever?
Neither.
Oh.
It was just Taco Bell's line there.
Okay.
But I got 2 things. I got a leotard that was like Taco Bell themed, and I got a jacket, and that jacket was my favorite jacket, especially because it was limited time and it was all like colorful and 90s windbreaker looking, and I left it literally on an island that we went to for scuba diving on a trip I went on. And it was while we were on the airplane, I was like, I totally left it behind and there is no way I'm getting it back. So that was really sad. But I try not to be too sad over material items like that, but hopefully they do
That's
something
fair.
cool again. Shoot, I'm trying to remember the thing I was gonna ask. Oh, just the hotel. Okay, so, alright, so go ahead and tell me what you want to leave off the listeners with.
Okay, this is something I want you to think of. Taco Bell has in the past helped pay for cater people's wedding in exchange for publicity and stuff. You've seen this, right?
Yes.
People getting married at Taco Bells and stuff. Would you get married at a Taco Bell? Is the question that I want to ask.
Absolutely not. I love
that
Taco
is
Bell.
Probably the right answer.
I love Taco Bell, but that is not. No, I have a very specific idea in mind for my wedding theme, and I want it to be like either like medieval fantasy or like elegant Halloween themed, and I want it to be like outdoors and in a forest, and I want it to be really nice and elegant and pretty. So like the idea of doing like a quick Taco Bell, that's like, I think that's cool for the people who want to do that and are excited about that, but I don't see myself personally doing that.
That's fair.
So that's a good question.
Yeah, I just thought that was the true test of how much we love Taco Bell. I thought that would be a nice note to leave off on.
I like that one, but yeah, no, I'll be totally honest, that's not for me. I love seeing what other people do. I love it, but yeah, not for me. So I think that about wraps it up. We've been talking about Taco Bell for an hour, and honestly, we could go on for longer, but hey, we could always save it for another
don't say
episode.
that.
Well, we could always think of, new things, and plus there always going to be new news coming out. We could cover other fast food places too, so who knows what will be in the future. But thank you so much, Moonscouts, for joining us. This was really fun to talk about. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe to Camp Brightmoon and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Any closing remarks, Morgan?
Y'all be safe out there.
Good one. Yes, definitely. Stay safe and healthy and as happy as you can. Good night.